This is episode 52 of Family Life Mornings, a morning radio show on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast, some of the best moments of the week.
Being the youngest of three siblings, I remember hearing many times, "Hey, Steve, get lost."
Well, Steve gets lost, but he finds us again.
When you wake up with Family Life, you get the encouragement you need to start the day.
Why does ice cream always taste better when you're eating it off a cone? I have always thought that, and now I'm not crazy because...
Oh, wait, now you're not crazy?
Because there is evidently scientific proof that we eat ice cream incorrectly when we're eating it out of a dish or a cup or a bowl. Ice cream has to hit your taste buds first when it enters your mouth. So if you're using a spoon, you need to turn the spoon upside down so the ice cream hits your tongue and the taste buds first. And then you're supposed to inhale through your mouth so the flavor reaches all of your receptors. And you let the ice cream sit there for, 10, 12 seconds, and you get the maximum flavor. So if you're not eating it off of the cone, turn the spoon upside down and get the full flavor.
Yeah, that's why I've preferred bobbing for ice cream. It's always much better.
If you can't say it in front of your kids, you won't hear it on Family Life Mornings.
The strawberry is a delicious fruit, or is it a disturbing home science experiment? You make the call. I prefer the luscious fruit, maybe sliced up in some spinach on a salad, or maybe in a strawberry shortcake. I love the strawberry. Even just by themselves, they're very, very delicious. Yeah. That's very good. So I was a little bit disturbed when I heard the possibility that when soaked in salt water for a half hour, which very warm salt water, very few people do that. But if you want to do a home science experiment, you do that. 30 minutes, warm salt water, and little squiggly things could be coming out of your strawberry. Yes, it's possible. What? Yes. Now, it doesn't guarantee that there's these little squiggly things in there, but strawberries and blueberries as well, but I'm going to focus on the strawberry. It's one of the fruits that, yes, even while in the grocery store or taken to the grocery store, these little bugs could get into the fruit and lay eggs, and so they're in there, actually, when you're eating your strawberries. Maybe not. But if you want to do that half hour in warm salt water and soak them, maybe you could see something coming out. Now, I realize that for some of you listening right now, I have ruined the delicious strawberry. You'll never have a strawberry again. However, there's others. Those of you who ate like hot dogs yesterday, you don't care. You don't care what's in your food. You just eat it because it tastes good, right? That's it.
There's no squiggly things crawling out of my hot dogs.
No, you don't want that either.
They don't need a request to be your friend. They already are. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life. A friend you can turn to.
It's going to be great for the environment. So good for the environment. So bad for my refrigerator. I don't know if you've heard of these new bottles they've come up with. These bottles are made out of plant-based material. So they look like plastic bottles, but they break down like in a year. The bottle will just be gone. They're using them for things like soda and salad dressing. I don't know if you've seen how long some of that salad dressing has been in my fridge, but a year? Yeah. It's going to be a mess.
Where's it going to go?
Catalina, blue cheese everywhere.
Oh, no. What a mess.
We can't always take your call, but we will see your text if you send a message to 888-413-4156.
This is Family Life Mornings.
Being the youngest of three siblings, I remember hearing many times, "Hey, Steve, get lost."
This is a good time to get lost. I mean, think about it. We always seem to know exactly where we're going, and we use like our GPS to go like the quickest, shortest route possible. Sometimes there's like an alternative route, and we did that over this weekend. It was like, we could take the throughway to get from point A to point B, or we could get off like a couple exits early and take this back road, and it might add like a minute or two. And it was really fun. We discovered a lot of adventure along the way. So it's also a great brain exercise. You know, if you turn off the GPS and you say, okay, can we figure out how to get from here to there? I mean, if ever you were going to do it, a time when you have this much free time and gas is as cheap as it is. Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Get lost.
Oh, so they were trying to help me, I think. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah.
Loving Sue.
The morning time. It's God's time. Thanks for waking up with Family Life Mornings.
My childhood was rocked last week. I found out something. I don't need. Me like cookies. You know Cookie Monster?
Oh, yeah.
Like we grew up with Cookie Monster. Yes,
Randy,
just like what Randy said.
Right.
It's not his name.
No?
What?
Not his name's Sid. They tweeted, it was like 10 years ago, there was a tweet that came out that Cookie Monster reveals that his real name is Sydney. I call him Sid because I feel like I know him well enough for a nickname.
I mean, Sydney
Like, that's his name.
No.
Next thing I know, you're going to tell me that those were pieces of styrofoam and not actual cookies.
Oh,
My whole
no,
childhood.
no,
It's a mess.
no.
Sydney.
It's okay if you're not ready to wake up yet. We'll just turn the music down and talk softer.
Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life Mornings.
Italy was one of the hardest hit countries from the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah.
They locked down early, which meant that 12-year-old Alessandro had to do his schoolwork at home. And thankfully, the boy did do his homework. Here's why they are thankful he did. Last week, Alessandro and his family went on a picnic near some woods to celebrate the lifting of some of the lockdown. The 12-year-old walked on ahead of his parents up a hill and started collecting different objects he saw. And as he came walking back down the hill, a 1,000-pound grizzly bear followed him.
Oh, boy.
Just about 10 to 15 yards behind, so really, really close. Well, a family member was filming the whole thing, and he told Alessandro to keep calm. The boy continued slowly down the hill, once turned around to see how close the bear was, and the grizzly stood up on its hind legs. But Alessandro continued his calm stroll down the hillside, and the bear stopped following. It was during the lockdown that Alessandro studied how to behave if you came across a bear in the woods. And the big thing was stay calm. So I say to you, it pays to do your homework.
Yeah, it sure does.
Music? Check. News? Check. Encouragement? Check. Yep, we're ready to start the day. Family Life Mornings.
It's a hard day to look at the news. My heart just hurts. And whether it was a man jogging shot to death, a man bird watching profiled, a man being arrested and killed, even though he was screaming that he couldn't breathe. Not just any men. These were all black men. Now, I am not a black man. That might surprise you, right? Yeah. I am a white woman. Now, do I have a right to be hurt? I mean, I could just easily turn my head, look the other way. This doesn't affect me, but it does. It affects every single Christian. We are called to love others the way Jesus did. And from what I've read in the Bible, Jesus never treated anyone differently based upon their skin color or their upbringing or their occupation, for that matter. I hurt. And then I start to question myself, like, have I ever made a judgment based on skin color? Do I have friends who are different than me? Do I ever stereotype? Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offensive way in me and lead me in the way everlasting. That's from Psalm 139. I am a white woman. I am a Christian, and I am thinking a lot about race today. I can't be the only one.
It's Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
I'm just going to need two more. I need 22 school buses, 22 big yellow school. Yeah, I'm working on this thing. Actually, a bunch of bus drivers did this. I love this. You just need 22 school buses. They did this tribute to the class of 2020 social distanced style. They lined their buses up in the parking lot to spell out 2020, almost like a digital clock, right? And then they sent up a drone, because that's what you do in 2020, right? And they took this big picture. So there's the school and the parking lot, and there was 22 buses spelling out 2020. Happy graduation. Mm-hmm. Wonder where I can get 22 school buses. I mean, I just need them for a minute, right? I'll give them right back.
They're here to wake you up, pick you up, and lift you up. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life. A friend you can turn to.
So what are the things we hate to see in our neighbors' lawns? We learned the top 3 that we like: water features, vegetable gardens, and bird feeders. Those are all good things. But when it comes to the tacky stuff, and I'm guilty of one of these, what is it that we hate?
This is Rick.
Hey, Rick, what town you live in?
Sydney. The pink flamingos popped in my head.
Pink flamingos is number 3. That one I am not guilty of, but I would be tempted to be.
Oh, good.
Totally agree with you, Rick. Totally agree.
Brian from Belmont. I think the ones that the little old lady bent over and the bloomers, the little wooden post thing.
That is not on the list, but I agree. The wooden cutout of the lady's backside is in poor taste.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, man.
Stephanie, and I'm from Gasport, New York, Villages of Gnomes. Little creatures.
This is the one I'm guilty of. It's the one on the list. There's no place like Gnome. Come on. All right. So what's number 2 on the list? It's fake grass.
Oh, really?
I thought, well, would I rather look at fake grass than like big patches of brown?
Fake grass has gotten better over the years, though, so it doesn't look all that bad.
So maybe tacky fake grass from the 80s. That's what we need.
There you go. There you go.
They're morning people because they love mornings and people.
It's Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life Mornings.
I supposed I knew my Bible, reading piecemeal, hit or miss, now a bit of John or Matthew, now a snatch of Genesis, certain chapters of Isaiah, certain Psalms, the 23rd, 12th of Romans, 1st of Proverbs. I thought I knew the word, but I found that thorough reading was a different thing to do, and the way was unfamiliar when I read the Bible through. You who like to play at Bible, dip and dabble here and there just before you kneel a-weary and yawn through a hurried prayer. You who treat the crown of writings as you treat no other book, just a paragraph disjointed, just a crude, impatient look. Try a worthier procedure. Try a broad and steady view. You will kneel in very rapture when you read the Bible through.
Steve, Terese, and Randy. Friends you can turn to on Family Life Mornings.